I have two updates to make before this commentary begins. The first one being, I'm actually using a real microphone now, instead of the one that was pre-built into my laptop. Yeah, sorry by the way the audio in the studio needing more one shot was objectively terrible. I very much apologize for that. But the second update is I have a background now, and yes, this is a picture of what the Milky Way galaxy would look like from an outside perspective. I like it. I think it looks nice. You know, it's a good set. Anyway, let's actually get into the video we'll be commentating on now. And I want to begin by noting that if the title of this video is any indication, this could also be used to prove the Dunning-Kruger effect. Oh, I'll also be skipping basically his entire intro except for this part.
Allow me to introduce Just Stupid.
Don't know why I put just before his username. It's just stupid.
We have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
Do you know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
Welcome to Content Nuke. I'm your host, JR, and today's target is gonna be a fellow commentator known as Carmen Ryder. Now, in case you're not familiar with Carmen Ryder, you might know them by this video. I personally think that Carmen Ryder has not been talked enough about, but today, on this very video that you're watching right now, we're gonna be dissecting her content like little reptilians, and exposing to everyone why she's one of the most disgusting YouTube commentary channels I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, trust me, if I thought you did a decent job of going over why Carmen is a poor commentator and a detestable person, I wouldn't be here doing a commentary on you.
Really now? So you're doing a commentary on this video because you think it's bad? Who would have guessed such a thing? But seriously, that was an incredibly pointless statement, and the fact that you skipped everything in the video up until this point, before going on to skip even more after this point, just makes this feel like unnecessary padding. Oh, and pointless statements are going to be a constant theme throughout NaiTaiDai's video, just a fair warning.
Things first, we're starting with the content. Her content can be summed up in about 4 words. Boring, unfunny, repetitive, and completely just cringe. Her insults and jokes are just fucking terrible. And her content is complete ass. Her content isn't interesting or entertaining at all. And she doesn't even put any effort into her videos. Her thumbnails are just fucking terrible. And so is the point she makes against the people she's responding to.
That's subjective.
Which thing? He said multiple things in the statement you played, and many of them could be considered subjective, such as him saying that Carmen is boring or unfunny. And you specifically said that, meaning you were only calling one of the things he said subjective. Unless you meant everything he said was subjective, in which case you should have said those are all, or something else that would indicate a plural. Oh, also, you've likely noticed that NaiTaiDai is terrible when it comes to audio balancing. So Stupid's audio is much louder than his audio. Basically, this means it's near impossible to hear him throughout this commentary without constantly battling with your volume.
While you may not find value in Carmen's content, she's garnered a large enough audience that it clearly does.
I would be perfectly willing to give you that, had the concept of value of Carmen's content even been mentioned by Stupid at any point in the clip you played. I went back and checked, and it was not. NaiTaiDai then goes on to just tell us his opinion on Carmen's thumbnails, which adds literally nothing to the video, outside of more length.
Not to mention, she has to be a lolly supporter. You literally cannot make this up. I have fellow commentators that can back me up on all of this.
I so hope I wasn't one of those people. I'd hate to be attached to this nightmare.
You guys see what I mean when I complain about his audio balancing? Do any of you know what he just said? I highly doubt it because, to put it simply, he's too damn quiet.
Today we're going over another anti-lolly.
Not another Britney Venti.
Yep. Now before we get into it, let's take a look at the thumbnail of the video. Haven't even clicked on the video and we already have straw manning.
Not only are you strawmanning, your strawman is wrong.
Hey dude, if you're going to use a giant-ass fast-forward logo, please make sure it's not covering up anything. You know, like the subtitles that are specifically there because one person in the video is hard to understand.
If you think that anime and media created to appeal to otakus provides an accurate depiction of Asian culture and people, honey, you've got a big storm coming.
You're not funny.
And this is just one of many clips of her being boring and completely unfunny. Not to mention she just mumbles a lot. It's very unentertaining and completely cringe to watch.
Yes. One quit made response to something her target said should certainly be all the evidence your audience needs to agree that Carmen Ryder isn't funny.
Okay, you missed a pathetically obvious point, and that's that Carmen wasn't trying to make a joke with the comment Stupid played. She was just reacting to a joke the person she was commentating on made, which she did not find funny. Both you and Stupid totally missed that. I will now be skipping his use of a Fraggle Rock clip, which has such a bad glare on the screen, it's incredibly hard to make out. I did actually check the original video he links in the description, and not only is the quality much better, but so is the audio. This begs the question of why your visuals and audio are worse if you specifically showed this clip to prove some kind of point. If it's to get around copyright, then why didn't you use a different example of deadpan humor, like, say, the works of Phallus? He then goes on to use a skip card that is 11 seconds long and consists of nothing more than two people in some piece of media I've never heard of, and given what happened the last time I tried to guess what a piece of media was, I'm not taking any chances having a conversation. The skip card is both incredibly boring because I have no idea what's going on, and incredibly jarring considering none of his other skip cards are even close to this length. Oh, he then actually does go on to make some decent points as well, credit where it's due.
Lolicon is basically a community on the internet who bear some kind of sexual attraction or fetishization of the lolly art style and lollies.
Wait a damn minute. Oh, hi, no one asked. I didn't know you helped with this video.
Damn, you really have to be that much of an unoriginal piece of shit and pull the no one asked card out of your ass. You really don't have any valid arguments, do you? You literally pull all this shit and don't even know what it means. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. Your jokes are completely unfunny and you don't have any other shit to say. Even Mushroom Girl's commentary videos were better than yours. You're seriously just that much of a fucking retard. You literally make Mushroom Girl's content look like Keemstars.
No One Asked is a YouTuber who made 3 videos on Just a Robot during and after dramas he got involved in last year. Not gonna fault you for not knowing that, but then you choose to berate her for talking out of her ass when all she did was make a reference to someone who made videos on Jar for clout.
Quick question. Why did you play so much of Stupid's rant if that was the only part you actually had a response to? Seriously, he doesn't go on to actually counter the insults Stupid throws at Carmen, although he does note that Stupid is berating Carmen, making me wonder why he decided to play Stupid's entire rant to begin with, when he was only going to respond to a very small portion of it.
And I'm sure a few of you have already kind of thought to yourself, wait, hold on.
Nope, not really. What about you, Virgo?
And you even have to use an AI to agree with you. You are the saddest fucking commentator I've ever seen in my life. You clearly don't have any valid arguments and just say dumb shit.
As opposed to you, someone adding absolutely nothing to the conversation, and instead choosing to attack your target because you don't like the aesthetics of her commentary style, instead of whatever point she's making. Oh, did I just point out how your entire interjection here was utterly pointless?
This is, of course, compared to your arguments of, I'm commentating on this video because it is bad, and some mumbling nonsense I can't understand. Hell, even your argument of your video is also bad, which I think was a failed attempt at hypocrisy, was also utterly fucking pointless.
That's enough internet for today.
You're not funny.
Jesus Christ, you literally have to say the same bullshit over and over again.
This is literally the second time we've seen her repeat the "you're not funny" quip in her video.
So she has, in fact, been repeating it over and over again.
Quit role-playing your commentary. I don't like it. This is cringe. This is ass. Over and over in your commentary.
Okay, I went back and checked. He made this point a grand total of 1 time out of every single clip you've played of him so far. So, no, he has not even repeated it once, let alone repeated it over and over again.
After this, he covers a video commented on... Oh no. No, this cannot be real.
You can tell my overwhelming feelings of shock and surprise by the fact that I currently sound bored out of my mind.
Why can't I escape you, bird woman?
Okay, I went to your channel and searched the name Deviant Crow, and do you know how many videos I found for someone who you can't escape, apparently? 3. And none of them appeared to be exclusively about her. Unless there's some other additional context you are not explaining to your viewers, in which case that is your fault for not explaining things.
Hello again. Carmen Ryder here.
There's no way in living hell that I'm letting this shit slide. Are you seriously telling me you have to roleplay as 2 characters in 1 commentary video? Your content is literally complete fucking ass. How do you even do this stupid ass repulsive shit? And honestly, I don't understand how autistic you can get.
Fuck, the video's barely started, and already you're whipping out your ass to shit all over Carmen.
I'm sorry. What? Barely started? We are 10 minutes into your 13-minute video, and the video in question has barely started? Now, some of you might think he means Stupid's video has barely started, and I wouldn't take issue with that interpretation, primarily because it doesn't change my point. Going back to Stupid's original video, we can find that we are at the 11-minute mark of Stupid's 20-minute video. Again, under what definition is that barely started? The only other way I can assume this would possibly make sense is that if you mean Carmen's video has barely started, which I guess is technically true considering Stupid did switch videos. But your wording here is terrible, so I just honestly cannot tell.
We're here back with another commentary.
Today we're going over someone who thinks deplatforming is a good option. Miss Deviant Crow. The video is titled #Report Stone Toss. Pretty sure that's against YouTube TOS.
It is. Under the harassment and cyberbullying section, it says that one of the ways this rule is broken is by, and I quote, content that encourages abusive fan behavior, such as doxing, dogpiling, brigading, or off-platform targeting.
Please tell me what the fuck you are doing.
Explain how what Crow is suggesting is a bad thing.
Actually, she's explaining why it's against the terms of service, but details.
How about you? Oh, I don't know. Actually listen to what's being said instead of bitching about how you don't like how she does commentaries.
Please ignore the fact that I am also doing that by commentating on your video.
Fucking monetization taken away over a single edgy joke. But Deviant Crow gets to engage in targeted harassment.
Gotta love the thumbnail. That's the face of someone who is confidently in cart. Anyways, let's get it.
I'm gonna be very honest here, you gave me a new idea for content. I might do a content nuke on this person next.
Please don't. I can't bear to imagine how you could fuck up covering 2 easy targets in a row.
Hey, you guys remember that whole pointless statement thing NaiTaiDai mentioned earlier? And by the way, he makes another one before criticizing Stupid's background music, which I do agree with, by the way. His background music is too loud. But I bring it up because he then turns it into a point about audio balancing, creating an irony that is so thick and creamy, you will be tempted to use a spoon, so I am skipping that.
I want to point out that comic creators like this are barely touched on.
I mean, all he does is make edgy comics, so there isn't much to talk about. Also, down there is someone's phone number. You might want to blur that out.
Like my previous ones barely got a video on them, despite their somewhat popularity, and Stone Toss is an incredible example of that because he has over 100,000 followers, and yet rarely has any videos on him, which is a bit concerning considering the stuff he puts out.
I mean, who wouldn't love the base to Mogus?
Stop, you are completely cringe. You literally make these stupid ass roleplay sessions in the middle of a commentary video.
Again, she's responding to what Crow said.
By definition,
That I have realized that you don't want to give Carmen criticism for anything or point out how she's wrong, but just blindly insult her. So that's why I'm ending it here.
wait, so it's over? Awesome, and I didn't even need to mention the fact that I'm near certain that this stupid guy you're commentating on is a troll. So for my final thoughts, I figured it would be best to open with the positives of this commentary, of which there is one. This video taught me there's a place to watch Fraggle Rock on YouTube, so I'm going to go watch Fraggle Rock instead of talking about you.